Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire-Grimes. The Addams family is back for more kooky mayhem, and this time they're on a road trip in The Addams Family 2. It's now in theaters and on demand, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The Addams Family 2 focuses on a teenage Wednesday Addams, once again voiced by Chlöe Moretz. She's going through a bit of a moody phase after a frustrating science fair at school. Gomez, played by Oscar Isaac, sees this as the perfect time for a family road trip to really reconnect as a family. They head out for a cross-country road trip in true Addams fashion, but hot on their trail is a lawyer who believes that Wednesday isn't really an Addams, and was switched at birth at the hospital. The Addams Family 2 brings back Charlize Theron, Nick Kroll, Snoop Dogg, and Bette Midler, and welcomes Bill Hader and Wallace Shawn for some spooky hijinks. Now, this new animated iteration was a big success for MGM when the first film came out in 2019. It played well for a younger audience, and so naturally a sequel was ordered into production. Now, I grew up in the 1990s with the Angelica Houston and Raul Julia versions of the Addams Family, so those will always be my preferred version of these characters. These characters were created by Charles Addams, and they continue to intrigue audiences and remind us that being different should be celebrated. You know, Wednesday is going through a bit of an identity crisis in this one, and being different is the most Addamsy thing that there is. Now, with this franchise being aimed toward younger kids, you know, the kooky, spooky, and macabre elements that we love about the Addams Family are really toned down. I miss the darker, gothic elements that are just then harder to pull off in animated form with them then on this family road trip. You know, placing them in the real world opens up the color palette a bit, making it more accessible to kids. But I thought that they could have done more with the animation and the writing to really show that stark contrast. You know, Wednesday and Pugsley went to camp in Addams Family Values, and you could still feel like they were out of place compared to the other kids. The Addams Family 2, I really do think that the writing team still knows who they are writing for, as it really does play up for really easy laughs for kids. You know, they're turning Uncle Fester into part octopus. There's a biker gang with Lurch singing "I Will Survive," and just other bits to make kids laugh. There's even a few Easter eggs in there for the adults. The Addams Family has a really strong voice cast behind these characters. Chlöe Moretz easily captures Wednesday's moodiness, and Oscar Isaac makes for a great Gomez. He knows how to throw his voice around enough with the playful, romantic flourish, and I would love to see him in a live-action version. Now, as Morticia, Charlize Theron felt a bit underutilized here compared to Oscar Isaac, and I'd love to see more of the two of them together in the next movie, if they make one. You know, some of this film felt just kind of like filler and some easy product placement, but kids will most likely be entertained by The Addams Family 2. There's enough in this for them to enjoy. I'm giving The Addams Family 2 2.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I actually got to interview Charlize Theron and Chlöe Moretz, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Hear how they, you know, recorded their lines from their own homes during the pandemic, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Addams Family 2. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.